Hello, LGU faithful. What is going on? This is PandaBear7109, and today I am joined by Metalhead. We are doing our first annual podcast. We hope it is one of many. We're kind of lame. We didn't actually manage to get a guest, probably because we're both super fucking lazy. But you know, it's just the first one. You know, we're going to do a lot more. I'll try and get Fisticuffs on. I'll try and get a couple other big YouTubers on. But for now, you're just stuck with me and Metalhead. And we got some interesting topics. We're kind of just gonna throw it out there. This is really mainly. It's not really a test, but it's in the same vein. We're just trying to feel out this new podcast thing that we're doing, and it's going to take some time for us to perfect and let it flow naturally. But I think we're pretty good. So why don't you take over for a little bit, Metal?
Okay. So I don't know what exactly we're gonna talk about. I think it probably would have been a better idea if we kind of structured what we were gonna talk about.
Next time.
Yes, next time. This is all in, I don't know, the beta process or even the alpha process. We're not even really sure how this is gonna go down. But speaking of betas, Battlefield 3, I haven't really got to play it that much, but I mean I think it's gonna end like tomorrow. Today's Sunday, but the times I did play it, it showed some promise. I don't know about you, Pan. I know you. Actually, I take that back. I know you like that beta. You were just like playing that shit up. But
yeah.
For me, I don't know. It was like I played it on PC. And it was not that great on the PC because of all the bugs and everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, I might just be like just shitty at the game and making up excuses, which could possibly be the truth. But
it's possible.
I just noticed that like with the UMP, I think on all consoles and the PC, it was just massive face rape. It was unbelievable how much better the UMP was compared to all the other guns. And when you have a gun like that, especially on PC, it makes it like even that much like stronger because of the aim differences compared to console and PC. So it's like I noticed that with Black Ops on the PC. It's so much more easier to use the FAMAS on Black Ops on PC than it is on the console, just because of the aim differences. So I don't know, mine was kind of bittersweet. Panda, how about you talk about your experiences a little bit more in depth?
I fucking love the beta, man. That thing was hot. I mean, I was excited for Battlefield 3, but it was more like an excitement. Like before the beta, like I was excited for it, but it was more like a competition towards Modern Warfare 3 because I know I'm gonna like Modern Warfare 3. I just don't know how much I'm gonna play it, or how long I'm gonna play it after it comes out. But for Battlefield 3, it was really kind of a shock because I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I didn't expect for me to get as hooked as I did because I played on PS3 and I played on Xbox. I barely played on Xbox though. I think I only ranked up to like level 3 or 4. But I'm like level 32 on the PS3, and for the most part, the glitches were not that bad. Like I had a couple of things that I would really fucking be mad at, but it is a beta. Like you can't get around those things.
You can't make it like you can't treat it like a final product.
Exactly.
I mean, if that was the final product, I'd be like, okay, seriously, DICE, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
but,
definitely.
It's just a beta. It's definitely still in process, and from what you told me, and I think I saw a couple sources that said this too, the beta is actually a month or two. I think you said a month old. The code is a month old.
Yeah.
So I mean, it probably still would have had bugs if the code was up to date, but it probably would have been a lot better. And plus with this, it also adds with like the gun differences and stuff like that, balancing everything like that. So
well I'm reading up on the official battle blog, which is Battlefield's kind of forum, where I think you submitted a couple of things to that, where you can go in and you can submit things that need to be fixed or need to be tweaked. And I was reading like a summary or something that someone had put out, and it was saying how the Battlefield, the lead designer or PR guy, whoever he is, I don't fucking know his name. He was saying how like because of the beta, they know now to tone down the PDRW or the PDR, the personal defense, or PDW. Wow, fucking get that acronym right. they know to tone down those weapons because you're right. The UMP, and it wasn't only the UMP. All the other multi-class weapons, the weapons and guns that you can use with any class, pretty much blew the pants off even the guns that were class specific.
Yeah.
So like they realized that from the beta they took that data and now are gonna tone down the damage of the multi-class weapons of the PDW. It stands for personal defense weapons. So they're gonna tone down the damage and probably up the recoil a bit because the one after the PDW that unlock after the UMP, it's called the PDWR. I don't know why they would just add an R to it. I don't whatever, but that thing is a laser. That's so much better than the UMP. But people just first unlock the UMP at like level 16, so they don't use anything else.
Yeah.
And they don't even realize that the PP2000, I think it's called, and the PDWR is fucking great. I was using it a bit. I didn't capture any footage of it, but it was so good. And the Xbox is terrible. Like it's a beta. I know the code is really old, but the Xbox was almost unplayable for me just because it took 5 to 10 minutes to get into a game, and even then it was super laggy. And maybe it was just the servers that day because I think I only played it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Or something. But on PS3 it ran smooth. Like there are normal glitches, like you couldn't get into a squad and you kept falling through the map sometimes, but other than that it played really well.
Exactly. It was, from what I hear, probably the best on the PS3.
Yeah.
Which is definitely something you do not hear from a game like Battlefield, like a game that's as big as Battlefield 3.
Yeah, right.
It was good on the PC. I'm not gonna say it was terrible because I mean it is a beta, but I definitely hear that it was a lot better on the PS3 than it was on the PC. And by the way, if any of you guys have played that for an extended amount of time, like a couple hours, and have noticed bugs and you have not submitted those issues to their website, please go do it. I'm not exactly sure the exact URL, but go do that because that is the point of a beta. You're supposed to submit your opinions, or not your opinions, but the things you've noticed in the game that could definitely improve. It is not a demo. It is a beta. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Well, and even then, don't fucking troll DICE because there's some shit wrong with the game. Like obviously, there's gonna be stuff wrong with the game, and I was actually kind of shocked at how many people were blasting this beta because it's so glitchy, and it was really widespread kind of hatred for it. And I was just surprised. I was like, why are you giving shit to a game that hasn't even come out yet? It's a free beta. I mean, what Modern Warfare 3 isn't gonna have a beta, and you're gonna complain fucking for 2 or 3 months before Infinity War does anything to fix that game. So DICE having a beta like this, it was mainly to test the server load because it's dedicated servers for Battlefield.
Yeah.
It was mainly designed for that, but they found information like the toning down the UMP and the other weapons a little bit. So it was in my mind, it was a pretty successful beta.
Yeah, it was good. I think it could have ran a little bit longer, although the game is approaching the release date. So maybe it's probably wise that they only had it for 2 weeks. But was it even 2 weeks?
No, it was a full. I think it was a week. It was a full week. I'm not sure though.
But nonetheless, it was still a good beta. A lot of people played it. And that's what DICE was looking for, was a lot of people to play it so they could expose all the bugs, which is good. And unfortunately, Modern Warfare 3 won't have a beta, therefore it will suck. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually, I don't know if it might be good. So, what else can we talk about? So, I guess we could talk about our update exactly, like just more in depth about what it's gonna be.
Yep.
Or we could just talk like the whole, I don't know, I guess not really movement, but response from it from the community, because oh god, that was pretty dreadful.
Well, I mean, I expected some like backlash because people don't like change. Even if you don't support something, you you want shit to stay the same. Like even like I remember when I don't know if you watch Conan O'Brien, but I remember when he was actually switching. I know it's completely different subject, but don't worry, I'll tie it in. When he actually got dropped from NBC, like the week before, when NBC actually announced that they were no longer gonna have him, and they I think they let him finish the month or something. So there was a couple of weeks where people knew that he was not going to be on the Tonight Show anymore, and his ratings like bumped the fuck up, like they skyrocketed. And then as soon as he got to TBS, they dropped again. But I think it was the fact that people knew that he was no longer going to be there and that things were changing. Like they immediately wanted to kind of support him and show him that people cared, and that is complete opposite of what happened to our video and what we wanted to have happen. But
You know what? It got the message across. The people that are obviously not gonna like it are gonna leave, which is good. Because I mean, people can hate on it as much as they want, but we're not getting anyone. I think Gump Anarchy, he posted a lot of comments on that video.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he said it quite perfectly. We're not getting anywhere with what we're doing currently. Why continue to just drive this channel into the ground and keep doing the same thing over and over again? It's not working. A lot of community channels are suffering because of this. I mean, I don't really know many other community channels other than like Heartbreaker Nation or shoot, what's that one that you told me about? Team Envy or Envy?
Project Envy, which is
Project Envy.
the people formerly of LGU.
And then Zombie Slaying Nation, but which they're doing pretty good because they're new. But Heartbreaker Nation is really inactive. Same with Project Envy; they are extremely inactive too. So you can't you just can't repeat the same stuff over and over again and expect like some results gonna come out of it. So that we're just doing stuff to change. We're not trying. We don't want to stick to the same old blueprint of a community channel.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's not even the fact that we don't want to do it. It's just that we have a channel with 13,000, or formerly 13,000, and before I deleted like 7,000 subscribers, we were at 20K subs, and then I deleted a bunch, and then people got mad at me for deleting, and I was like, you don't even watch your shit, so why are you mad? And and then now we have less than 13,000, and we're labeled as this failed community channel that barely gets 100 views per video. And we did have, like, I think Gump Anarchy brought it up, and a couple other people brought it up. Like we had to take some time off in August, in early or late August, early September, because I started school. You were doing your thing, and my other managers were kind of dick all when it came to helping us out. So like that will hurt a channel when you don't upload videos for like a week or so, especially a channel like ours where it's not many people watch it to begin with. So that I understand where people like that are coming from, but overall, like, they weren't watching us in the first place. And if you're not watching us, don't get mad at us for wanting to do something different.
I know, it's kind of dumb. Like, people, I just went on there just to see like what the comments were, and there was like so many comments. I mean, compared to our normal amount of comments, and most of these guys I don't even recognize that comments on our videos.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not even gonna name people, but there's just people on there that's like unsubbed. Then, like, seriously, why are you here?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you like expect you're gonna send in your gameplay and then you were just gonna kiss our ass and say, oh, they got me subs, I'm not gonna do anything more for their channel after I get like 15K subs or something like that? It's kind of ridiculous that people. Let me talk, dude. I got like a whole limb on this. I think it's ridiculous that people would use this channel as kind of a feeder to get themselves a little bit bigger and then not pay the respects after they've gotten somewhat bigger so they can move on. That's what I do. I pretty much owe this like my whole channel to LGU because that's really the only channel other than Zombie Slaying Nation that I've been posting to. But I think it's kind of ridiculous that that people getting back into the topic because I just went on a complete rant there, but um, I think it's kind of ridiculous that people that like don't even watch our videos are gonna come and say, "Oh, you guys are making the stupidest decision. You don't know what you're doing. Get out of here."
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm not mad at the fact that they are so passionate apparently for LGU, because I know LGU has been around for a long time. I know LGU has a lot of chapters in its history, but what makes me a little ticked off is the fact that they just won't let us try it. You know, they won't just let us do something different, and hopefully we can get back to 1,000 views a video, because back when Eliatsky was doing it in December, I think he did it right up to December. When he was doing it, like, LGU was doing pretty well. LGU was getting 700 to 1,500 views, depending on what type of video it was, and that's pretty good for a community channel. Even one that was probably around 17 to 19K at that time. And then something happened, and then CR Film Productions came in, and I respect CR Films. I thought he was a pretty good hit manager, but like you were saying, like we were saying earlier, how sometimes you have to take time off. LGU took about a month off before they found CR Films to do the head managing. So there was a full month of downtime, and that's, I think, what really hurt LGU and its sub count. And then people started ragging on LGU for having so many subs and only getting a few hundred views, and it
Well,
just
I
got
think that
worse.
really messed up. Like what was a really bad move on CR Films, which we talked about this a lot, is the whole if you participate in the challenges, you'll get an immediate upload, which
Yeah,
is totally
guaranteed
bad.
uploads. Yeah,
Not a good idea because you're gonna have. I mean, if you have somebody that's good at the game, doesn't necessarily mean that their commentating skills are up to par.
yeah, yeah,
Um, which I mean, when especially that's when I came was when CR Films take over. I took over. I went there right about the time that Eliatsky dropped out, because I saw Fist plugging his channel LGU, and I didn't even really know what it was until I started watching it a little bit more. But I waited till CR Films came back. No, CR Films came in to kind of start. And the videos are getting a decent amount of views because I mean, Fist plugged the hell out of that channel before CR took the head manager position, and it was getting like 600 to 700 views per video, sometimes 1,000, sometimes even 2,000. But then like once that challenge thing started to kick in, you were looking at those videos and they're getting like 200 views, 150 views. That's when it really started to go downhill. Then obviously all the manager changes went from CR Films to Anthrax, then to you. And then all the co-managers changing, and then with the freaking stupid sub boxes breaking,
yeah,
that
yeah.
I think pretty much gave everybody like a hard time to even grow their channel, or even think about growing their channel. Um, so it was just like the sub boxes just kind of hit at the wrong time. It was like salt to an open wound almost.
Yeah, yeah. It's I mean, I don't mind people, like I said, I don't mind people hating on us, or I don't mind people trolling on us, but it's you need to give us a chance. You need to allow us to actually try and see if this new format works out, because you've had this idea for a while. You've been sitting on this YGN update. You even have a separate channel for it for like 2 or 3 months, and we never really jumped on it. We never really found a time to commit to it, and I think with LGU going the way it was, with all the subs dropping off and people just not caring about LGU, it's a perfect time to try something new, to try a way to, if not gain back subs, at least try something different, because that's all we're really doing, is we're trying to, implement a change that will, in the end, allow us to get more exposure. Because the way it is right now, we would upload sometimes 4 videos a day and maybe break 100 on each one, and
Hmm.
that's not really an appropriate way to help someone gather their or develop their skills. At least from my standpoint. And it's not like we're not going to be there to help people get better. I mean, we're still going to be like giving positive feedback or giving negative feedback when it's necessary. We're just gonna change the way how people send in their videos and how people are uploaded.
Yeah.
So it's just a little disheartening when you see so much hate for something that they haven't even seen yet. And
I know it's just change, and people are always like, it's just hard. It's hard for them to change, I guess. I have no clue. I'm just throwing out things here.
I mean,
Could be
our
completely off the mark here, but I
yeah,
think it's
yeah,
just because it's a change, and they don't know what it's like. They don't even really know what the YGN update is, except for some of my subscribers. But even then, some of them don't know. Um, so they really don't know what the idea is going to be like, and they don't know if it's going to fail or if it's going to do good. And I think it's going to do good because I mean it's a good idea, and it doesn't like it's not like you're clicking to the video and you're not sure, like what I said, like people are kind of unsure about whether or not they want to click on the video just simply because they don't know if it's good or not. And I think with this they will know that it's always going to be Metalhead or Panda, or another person, so they know that there'll always be like a bar, that these people will always meet, so therefore making it kind of, I don't know, predictable. But
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. You know what? We got to see how it's going to pan out. People can't condemn us because we're changing the whole way of our channel.
And it's not like we can't go back to the traditional community channel once we've kind of changed up this rotation, because it's not like this change is permanent. I mean, I know I'm not going to do LGU forever. I have no intention of doing LGU for the next 3 years or something. I just want to take it as far as I can and
Yeah.
help out as much as I can, and in doing so, at least leave my mark on LGU, because like I don't think anybody even remembers Anthrax being a head manager, because he was literally a head manager for like a week, maybe two.
Yeah, he
And
wasn't there for long.
yeah, and then I came in, and I don't want. It's not that I don't want that to happen to me. It's just that I
Yeah.
don't. I don't want people thinking that I did a bad job. And as much as it is like me thinking about myself, I also don't want you guys put into a negative light. I don't want my co-managers getting all this shit for something that was really my idea. I mean, you came up with the idea for the actual YGN, but it was kind of me thinking of how we could change LGU, and the only way I thought of it was using your idea.
Yeah.
And it seems like you guys are going to get a little backlash because of what I did, and that's the only thing that I'll probably be disappointed in this whole thing. If it
Well,
goes downhill.
you never know that. Well, yeah, if it does go downhill, it will happen like that. If this thing like explodes and all of a sudden LGU becomes bigger than like Team Noble, like
Oh God.
that would be freaking amazing if that
Right.
happened. But um, if it ever does become something like that, then I think we will be the ones held responsible for such great success. And I think
Yeah.
I would stay at LGU longer if that really happened. It would be great. I don't know.
Well, it depends. Like, I don't want to get too big for LGU, because LGU has always been a type of channel where the smaller channels reign, and the smaller channels have more say in LGU, and that's what I kind of like about it. That's what first attracted me to it, other than a Team Noble, because there's so many subscribers, there's so many people that can be there and leave you good feedback or leave you bad feedback, that it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the good thing, I mean, this is kind of sucking our own dick here, but what else are we gonna do, right? I mean,
We can't really do anything. It's
Yeah.
just we gotta do something about it. We
yeah,
can't just stand here and say, "Oh, let's just keep doing the same thing over and over again and watch the views go down."
yeah, or watch the channel die, because I don't want the channel to die, and we're just trying to revitalize it, I guess. I mean, we can make all the excuses we want, but I guess in the end, we just have to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it's gonna be hard. Like I left this in the video, or I think I said this. I know I left it in the description. Like, this isn't gonna happen overnight. We aren't expecting anything to just become good again. Like, that's not what we want.
Hell no. We seriously, if we want it to become back to, like, if we want it to be the way it was back when Eliotsky was manager, even when I can't remember the two original managers' names. But if we want it to be like that again, we're going to have to work our asses off more than what we've been doing before.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and make the product, the overall product, grade A stuff. It can't be like half-assed, like, oh, I don't have enough time in my schedule, so I'll just like pump out a quick video of me just talking over gameplay and be like, oh, check this video, check this video, check this video. It's got to be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and I think we're just gonna have to put hard work into it. And I think if hard work is put into it, it will pay off.
Definitely, yeah. And you know, I'm talking to a couple of the people to bring back SD Legit Gaming Union. For the people listening, you guys can check, just Google search that or YouTube search that. I do want to bring that back, and maybe bring in an outside person to manage that. So at least there's some sort of small time community channel for people to check out. But I haven't gotten back, or I mean, who JLG Reality hasn't contacted me, and neither has Gumby, and I don't really expect them to. But it would be nice if I could have something for the people to kind of have a community channel, because I understand why they were a little upset. Even if, like, I mean, this video got 600 views. I can't even remember the last time an LGU video got 600 views. I guess the Y Modern Warfare 3 that I did got 700 views. But other than that, like, we haven't had something past 500 views
A long time.
since April. Yeah, like, and I don't know. It's just it's kind of weird when you see a video with with 600 views on a channel that is supposedly dead. Like, obviously the subs are there. Obviously people are willing to watch something, and we just got to find out what it is, because they obviously don't want to watch fucking, just regular commentaries done by people they don't know.
Yeah.
So
And I don't know, maybe just like throwing this idea out here. I haven't even talked to you about this yet, but just like starting up, like if you can't get a hold of that SD Legit Gaming Union channel, we just start our own, like another community channel tied into LGU where we will post gameplays, but like Legit Gaming Union will be like the home front of all those channels.
yeah, or something like to divide it off and see what we can do. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I have a couple channels in my back pocket. I'm sure you do as well. So maybe we can do something. But for now, we're gonna focus on this LGU YGN update, because it's a good idea, and we have a set schedule too. And we really didn't have a set schedule for the old LGU like that. We never had one. Other than that, we know a video is gonna go up today.
Yeah, and I think what people need to understand is that we're not completely closed to the idea of bringing on that traditional community channel thing. I mean, we won't do that on this channel, but we might start up a new channel if we manage to get SD Legit Gaming Union back. We might do that for that channel, but we're not completely closed to the idea of bringing back the community channel thing, but just it's gonna be on another channel.
Yeah, and it probably won't be for a while too. Like, unless we can get some pretty cool managers from another channel, or do it ourselves or something. But I mean, I'd like to focus on this. I'd like the subs to kind of get a feel for what this is, and then just maybe introduce a new channel type, and just tie it into LGU or something. But we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball that we can look to and see how everything's going to turn out. We just have to stick to what we know, and for now that's going to be doing these YGN update videos. And it's a good idea. I told you from the beginning when you first brought this to me, it's a really good idea. It's a good way for people, because it's almost exactly like Ray William Johnson, what he does, because he has a whole team of people that either scour the internet for funny videos, or have people send him videos and he reviews them.
Yeah.
And bringing something to the gaming community, because it's what Respawn used to do, but they don't really do it anymore. And I haven't seen another series start up like that. So if we can have that, then that's going to be ours, and no one else can take that away from us. But people have to give us a chance. People
Yeah,
have to actually let us do our thing.
exactly. And people can't just like say, "Oh, they're doing something different. They suck."
Yeah, yeah.
So, I guess we could spend a little bit more time just going over the schedule because we didn't go that like we didn't cover the schedule that much, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
So Mondays will obviously still be live streaming. I've recently just got my console to work, like the capture card to work. So, I mean, we might be in store for some Gears of War 3 live streaming or other games on the console because I'm even though I like to play PC, I'm definitely not completely closed off to console, that's for sure.
That's
Um,
good.
so hopefully, I mean, what I was thinking with the podcast is we kind of like we should open like we have a Twitter for Legit Gaming Union, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that we have like some type of question thing where you send in questions or something, like a Q&A. You
Well,
did
I
that,
have
you
that.
put that on live streaming, but I'm thinking we do that on a
We
podcast
could,
because
yeah,
I'm
we
not,
could move that to podcast.
because it'd probably be just more appropriate because we like I'll be playing the game and I won't really be able to kind of go on the Twitter
Well,
and then
I would
answer
be there
questions.
with you usually. Not probably not
Yeah,
every
but
Monday, but yeah, I
I was
think you're right. I think you're right. Moving that to the podcast would probably be a better idea.
definitely.
I'll actually change that
Um,
right now.
and then we also want to incorporate gameplay in the background. And I mean, we can't. We're hoping to make this podcast like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe even an hour. We can't really necessarily spit out like an hour of gameplay from one of us. And I mean, I haven't even really talked to Pat about this. This is kind of just winging it here. But like, if you guys want to send in the gameplay to one of us, or to LGU, I don't know, just send it in, and then if it's good, you might see it in the podcast video, which I think would be kind of good because I know I can't come up with an hour of gameplay, for a podcast every week.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have to do that necessarily. It would be a nice idea. I was actually thinking, and this also is wigging it. Like I really haven't talked to you about it. But what if we did like, because we have those 2 days, which are basically free days for us, and we could also mess around with that and maybe put up some gameplay commentaries. Because if you put up gameplay, then it's really you don't get anything from that because it could be anyone's gameplay. Like you could just get some hobo off the street and say, "Hey, give me your gameplays for our podcast." I don't know why a hobo would have gameplay, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe those Tuesdays and Thursdays, because we're not gonna have for every day we're not gonna be able to upload a video for any of the managers because it's not only me and Metalhead. I think we forgot to say that. It's not only me and Metalhead. It is the other two guys, Ricky and Crackoon 420. They are still managers at LGU. I really haven't talked to them, and I probably should talk to them by the time you guys hear this at LGU. By the time you hear this podcast, I will hopefully have talked to them. But oh god, 2 fucking burps right in a row. But we really haven't found out what they should do for LGU, so I do need to talk to them. But they probably might have videos that want to go up on those Tuesdays and Thursdays, or we could have like a regular community channel spotlight or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing caution to the wind here. Who knows?
And then obviously I'm thinking like from moving the title of YGN update to like LGU update. I don't know. I think that would be more appropriate, but we'll see what happens when we get there. But we're definitely gonna need probably some borders and stuff like that for the video. Like, do you think that'd be pretty cool if we just have like a whole border around the whole gameplay, and then we have kind of like, like a news broadcast? They have like those little thumbnails.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll
Have
definitely
something like that, and then
yeah.
like I know Panda's worked a little bit with or you said you were pretty good with Photoshop, right?
Yeah, I got some Photoshop skills.
So I mean, if you guys are really good with Photoshop,
You're
definitely
better than me.
if you're better than Panda, definitely send in your stuff. So like send like something appropriate. It's not like that, like that. God, I can't speak. I think I say that in every single one of my videos. Oh God, I can't speak. But seriously, I cannot speak. But if you can make like a border that's kind of something like that involves games, but also kind of looks like a professional news broadcast border, that'd be great. And
And
then
maybe have it say like LGU update or something like that. It just needs to be a thumbnail that we can like, reduce the size of and kind of or make it bigger or anything like that. So I guess not a thumbnail size, but like a full border size,
yeah,
and so we can kind of mess around with it ourselves. Not mess around, not like change it, but just fit it to the video size that we need. But yeah, definitely, I actually really agree with that. If you guys have anything that you want to try out, maybe even a new intro, because we have the old intro, but we probably need something for LGU update.
yeah, and
So
yeah, with that probably come with like because I mean, in this way we can now make easy thumbnails where we don't have to make it once, and we can like make one thumbnail for the LGU update, one thumbnail for YouTuber of the week, one thumbnail for Legit Gaming Podcast and all that, and then one thumbnail for all the managers. So I think it's gonna be a lot easier. It'll be a lot easier just to make this happen rather than be like a full-fledged community channel.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, I don't know about you, but I think we pretty much covered anything. Is there anything else you want to go over? Anything else you want to talk about,
No,
perhaps?
I think we're good. I think how long are we at right now? Like, what's our time limit? I
We're
mean, what's
at
our
we're around a good stopping point for time wise.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully we'll aim for like 45 minutes or 30 minutes. But I think that'll be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I guess this is the end of our podcast. We should add this with like I don't know. We should make some type sort of outro that just
Yeah.
like just do it.
Yeah.
Just think of something. We had something before, and then we like yeah, let's do it.
Oh
We had
yeah.
that,
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember. All right. Well, this has been Panda Bear.
and this is Metalhead.
We'll see you guys later.
Peace.